and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. Happy 7th of June, everybody. So the square that has been picked by my decision wheel for today is number 16. So we have quite a bit more colour in this section today, but we do seem to like this connection that's going on. Well, it is for the layout of this one anyway. So I am still going to do my white first. I think this painting just screams for it. So I'm using a pen from Diana today. This was gifted to me by Diana. You'll be happy to know I did manage to knock a tray off my stand again. It's my own fault. I moved the stand to the floor, which was probably a bad move straight off. I moved it to the floor in my craft room because I needed the space on my desk to do some unboxing videos for my other channel. And then I managed to knock exactly the same tray off. It seems to do really, really well when it's on my desk, and it's not the stand itself wobbling. It is me full on bashing the tray out of its stand. But yeah, I managed to knock one today because it was on the floor. So it's all good. I just wish I had more walls. More wall space is what I need. I may have to look at... I actually have 2 pegboards in this craft room, and I'm thinking about it now as I'm saying what I've managed to do. I have, since the display tray storage system has turned up, every now and then I grab hold of the currently empty one that hubby has made up, and I keep trying different walls or different places to try and see if I can find somewhere to hang them to the wall, because I think that's the best option in my setup. Because while this is the craft room, and normally if I didn't have the filming and I didn't have my lights, I would have them all the way across the back of my desk and it would work perfect. Wouldn't need to be attached to the wall. However, because I film in here, I've got 2 filming lights that come down from either side. And while they allow me to have the whole desk space as in flat, they're at an angle. So they don't allow me to have the full back wall height-wise. And when I'm doing unboxings and things, I need the full depth of my desk. Plus, on launch days, packing orders, I also need the full length of my desk. So I have tried a wall in the conservatory next to the 3D printers. At the moment, well, before my thought has just popped into my head, that was probably the most likely to have worked as a space. But as I've just started talking about it, and this is why it becomes a waffle, because it is literally thoughts that are entering my head as they enter my head. I have 2 pegboards from IKEA, the thin small ones, to the right and to the left of my desk space that don't interfere with stock. The one to my left actually has a lot of supplies that I use primarily for packing orders. So it holds my brown tape. It actually holds some extra tape, which it doesn't really need to. because it's stored somewhere else as well. It holds the little slips that we put into orders. It holds my Xyron sticker maker, and it holds some pens, and I've got a tray with my Goo Gone on it. So it's not like super full, but a lot of it is well used. And then the pegboard to my right has my ABs hanging off the bottom, which I could potentially tuck in behind my filming lights. They're thin enough to tuck behind. It also holds things like my tape measure and my batteries for my camera. Those things I could potentially move to my other pegboard. It then also holds basically scissors and pens and things that if I actually went through them, I could probably, you know, just keep the things that I really need out here and pop the others with my other craft stuff that I don't tend to get hold of. So my brain is now going to be whirring throughout this whole whip and chat about whether I take the pegboard to the right of my desk down and actually stack a few tray holders on there. It also has the light switch for this room, which is in casing, so it's not within the wall, so I'm not going to go and electrocute myself in any way by drilling through anything. But yeah, the light switch is in a slightly awkward place. I would love it if the light switch could just move over a bit to the right or to the left, and then I would have an ideal space to stack them. But yeah, I keep looking at it. That might be something I'll have to mess about with when I've finished this waffle. And that could be an ideal place for all my trays to sit and look pretty. I just think I need 3 or 4 of them, and my fear is when I get more, where will they go? Because I definitely use the pegboard to my left. Anyway, that's my rambling for today on that one. Yeah, I've been trying to find where to put tray storage and trying to find a wall to put it on, because I have no shelves left. I have 0 shelves that would be able to do them. Oh, that's the other thing I could do actually, is the bookcase. The only reason this probably won't be the winner is because the bookcase that holds all my diamond painting, all my other diamond painting things, and used to hold the trays inside a cupboard. I could potentially hang them to the outside edge of that bookcase. So pop it on the outside of the bookcase, down the edging. That is something that could take it. However, it is in my bedroom, and I don't know if I want things on display straight away as you walk in the bedroom. I don't know if pretty trays, as pretty as they are, is the best thing to display in a bedroom. And I don't think the bookcases that I have in my craft room are not as deep, so I don't think I'll be able to get the tray storage on the end of the bookcases in here, because they're not deep enough, and I would potentially only get a couple on there. So yeah, that's my dilemma for today. Where to be able to fit a tray storage, because I am so itching to be able to display all the trays. I think it will be absolutely perfect for reference for us, because we are due to We've got a couple more months trays colours sort of planned, but we need to start looking at which ones we're going to do for later on in the year. And I want to be able to reference, you know, ones that we've done in certain colours and not done in others, and bring out new colours, but also maybe fill some gaps in the sizes as well. So I'm kind of looking forward to sort of organising and planning that. I do have a list of all the colours, but it's not the same as a visual. Is it not? I don't believe it's the same as having a visual. Some of the colours we can't get hold of. There's not much I can do about that. There's some that we have in certain colours and not others that we just can't get. But there are still many that like we've done in a big tray and we could do in a small one, and vice versa. And of course we have colours on request, of which we fit those in as and when is possible. In fact, we've got a request one coming up in a couple of months, so I know at least one person is going to be extremely happy that their request colour is done. But yeah, what have you been thinking about today? Do let me know in the comments what's been your sort of rambling thought, or maybe you've got something going on around in your head. Maybe it's planning a holiday or thinking about where you're going to go on holiday. Maybe that's been going around in your head. Maybe you're thinking of decorating a room. That often goes around in your heads for quite a while, doesn't it? Or at least I find it does. The seed is planted and it mulls around in the head before it gets decided, yep, that's what we're doing, or that's how we're going to decorate, or that's where we're going on holiday, and then you actually get to the action part and get things done. Or maybe it's your garden. Why, it's been nice. Maybe you've been planning a layout that you'd like for your garden, whether it be this year or whether it be a 5-year down the line plan, who knows. But yeah, let me know what you've been thinking about today, and maybe waffling with somebody else, a bit like I've just waffled with you about where might be good to pop my tray storage so that I have a permanent home where it's going to be, and therefore not get knocked. And because it's actually handy, because the fittings that come with it, the trays actually go on a hook. The tray storage goes on a hook, which means if I do need to take one down to use one from my desk, for example, I can take one down. So I am quite liking the idea of this wall to the right of me at the moment. I'll have to do some measuring. I'm not going to lift up this tray storage to check it, but I will get the empty one and see how tall it would end up going, because I'm a short person and I don't want it going up too high so that I actually can't reach the trays that are in it, because I do like to vary the trays that I'm using. Anyway, let's get on to some comments and questions before this waffle is all the way done, and I've not got round to any. So Elizabeth, she says, hiya. She says she will be joining me with 2 projects this year. She said, this June, not this year. She says project 1 is a custom made canvas of a painting that was made by her great aunt in the 1850s for Summer with the Masters. She says that's for that Summer with the Masters 2023. She said, and then she is making her own paintings with cancer ribbons on a blank canvas. So she says she's doing it for kids, which is gold, breast cancer, which is pink, and for prostate cancer as blue. And then the ribbons are going to be donated to her local cancer groups for their September, October and November charity raffles. She says thank you for doing this again, and thank you to the family for supporting you and us during the whole year. She says best wishes from Norway. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, the family are absolute gold. If you could see the amount of boxes that we walk past in our hallway at the moment, hallway and partly in our bedroom, from the delivery of this storage, it's driving me crazy. Hubby is so amazing. He's like, look, I know it's not going to be for forever, and he knows it annoys me before it annoys him. So he knows it will, you know, either get sold, of course, and sent to its new home, and then the remainder will find a new home, because that's the way I'm built. I'm forever rearranging stuff to find homes for things that come in. So yeah, he knows it will get sorted as soon as it can get sorted. So he's absolute gold about it. But I'm already trying to think of places that I can tuck them until launch. I think I've found one place I can tuck a few boxes. And then yeah, I'll keep working until I can find somewhere to tuck the rest. I'll have loads of room once Advent's been done. But for now, I'm forever rearranging to find space. Carrie, she says, hi Rebecca, she says from Minnesota, USA. She says she wanted to say thank you for doing this event. She said she does struggle with her mental health and daily migraines. Oh, what, you know, one is enough to deal with without the two. She said she does struggle to find the motivation to diamond paint. She says, but you've helped me to find it, to participate. She said also she just recently found my channel and Facebook group. She says, and when she's feeling down, she just watches some of my videos. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm so glad that I can help, even in that little way. You're doing a lot of the work. Don't forget to thank yourself, because even though I might be helping, it's still you that's finding that motivation deep inside of you. It's still coming from you. I'm just helping you to find it, but you can do it. Everybody has hard days or hard sections of days, and often when you have a hard part of a day, it can be the getting going again that can be the bit that takes the effort. And yeah, well done you for taking that effort to get going again. Bit by bit you can do it. Christine, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she hopes that I'm feeling relaxed after my break. Yes and no, thank you. Yes, it was needed. Absolutely loved it. Taking a while to settle back into my norm. That'll be easier next week when I only have 2 children home instead of 3. Because Megan will be back at work. But yeah, it's all good, and it's just a different kind of day. And sometimes I remind myself that it's not been a bad day just because it's been a different kind of day. Still getting things done, just not the things that I normally do, because I'm doing other things. But they're all exciting things, so that's good. She said she's doing a mystery painting for the June Waffle. She says, and although she didn't get her math quite right, she said she is rather glad, because the size section, she said, is quite big enough. She's finding she's having to concentrate quite a lot on the painting because she has 8s, 5s and S's. One difficulty she said she hadn't accounted for was the AB. She said DIY Moon Shop provide an AB as well as a normal drill for one symbol. She said in this case it's 3 of them. She says so she's not sure how she'll handle that colour when she gets to it. So do they provide it so that you can change them out if you want to? I've never known it for it to be the same symbol. So is it that you're supposed to just do some of them or all of them? Or do you do ABs if you want to and non-ABs if you don't? That sounds a bit different. She said she is working out of bags this time. She says so far. But maybe she might change that later. She said she was trying to finish her Dreamer Designs painting before June Waffle, but she didn't quite get there. She said she's using the wooden pen from our shop, especially for the occasion. She said it arrived a couple of days before. Well, I'm glad it arrived on time. I do love the wooden pen. It is a really nice pen to work with. I like the fact that you can use the fat end or the thinner end, or if you actually put 2 single tips in it, you can change it within the diamond painting and just sort of turn it round and use a different thickness, which can help with your hands if you find that it causes you a problem holding the same size pen for too long. The wooden one, you can sort of switch it up. It's also really light, which helps. Helen, handcrafted by Helen, she just said yippee June. Love it, absolutely love it. Yes, June is a good month. June is a waffle month. We start to see signs of summer. You know, we start to see most of us start to see nicer weather coming. Some, of course, are going into their autumn and winter. But for a lot of us, we start to see summer, and, you know, it's not quite the height of summer. Some people do go on holiday in June, but it's not, you know, the main school holidays yet in a lot of areas. And yeah, it's a good month. It's a nearly halfway through the year kind of month. Slotter04 said they're so excited for this event. They said they really enjoyed today, which was the first, and they can't wait to see everybody's progress. There are some lovely paintings starting to appear little bit by little bit in the daily posts where people post their updates in the group. There's a few with some absolutely gorgeous colours. I see some people doing the same sections that I am, but I also see others doing it in rows, you know, because that's the way they like to do it. And it's quite nice seeing, you know, paintings coming together in the 2 different ways. It's nice seeing some of these charity ribbon ones coming together in a different way. It makes me excited for some of the sections that I've still got to do. though I must say this is a pretty good section today. We've got quite a nice chunk of colour coming up. Yeah, I feel like I'm really getting somewhere because I'm near the top with my white at the moment. Even though I've got loads of purple to fill in, I feel like I'm really speeding along with it today while I get my white in place. Okay, let me get rid of that trash bit and fill my white up again. All my extras of white. I still have some bags of it up there as well. But I'm going for the containers first. There is a little bit of static on some. Not like drastic, just enough to make it want to stay in the pot. So I'm just going to make sure they're all out. Make sure my pot is empty. Not quite as many as I would put in a tray, but it is the end of the pot. So we'll get quite a few of those lined up. And yeah, get going to finish this white and get some colour on this painting. Aliyah, she says she puts her tray over the diamonds that she's placed already, so that she can keep her tray close. Yeah, if I'm working flat, I definitely do that. To be honest, I hold it up as close as I can often to the diamonds, which is why you'll find I'm often shaking my tray. It's my computer that's in the way at the moment. But you'll often find me doing 2 or 3 rows, getting all these diamonds that are really close. And then quite often I will shake my tray again, even though I'm not yet halfway past my tray, just because I want to get them in this corner here, because then they're closer. So I'm forever shaking my tray for that. Plus, you know, a shaking tray doesn't sound bad, sounds pretty. And I'm all for the nice sounds, the nice clicking sounds, and the nice sound of diamond shaking as well. Susan, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's decided to stop simply lurking and leave a comment. Hello and welcome, Lurker Susan. I hope you're good today. She says she's started a mystery painting from Kateard for June Waffle. She said she spun a decision wheel, and the first square that she uncovered was a solid white square. She said, sigh. She said she shouldn't be surprised, since the white drills fill up 2 of the large Elizabeth Ward containers. Yeah, that's a fair whack of white. You might have as much white as me going on. She said maybe it's a painting of a polar bear in a snowstorm. I enjoy doing a lot of white. Just roll with it. It's all fun. She says hopefully a bit of colour will show up soon. I'm sure you will end up with a section that has a nice bit of colour. Hopefully it comes at the right time when you're ready for a little change. She said she's enjoying diamond painting along with me, and she says that she hopes to have a wonderful day. Thank you. I have had a wonderful day so far today. I feel like I've got lots done, and I feel like I've got nothing done. It's been one of those days, but it has been good. When I do look back at what I've got done, it looks good. And as soon as I finish this waffle, I will probably be holding up tray organisers and possibly attaching some to walls. And yeah, that will definitely make it feel like an even more productive day. because that's sort of, it's one of those things that's been in the back of my head for a bit, but not found anything that's quite perfect yet. So if it works, that will be my version of perfect, because then I can have the trays in my craft room, which is fantastic when I do waffles. I can grab different trays, I can see trays when I need to, you know, when we're planning in the conservatory of which colours we need to do next and things like that, I will be able to see them all. So yeah, hopefully it'll work. Prue said she's one of those people that gets extremely frustrated, she said, trying to multi-place. She says, and yes, she does do vertically. However, she said she did watch a diamonds and washi tape video with 8 tips, and she said to place from top to bottom, which she's been doing. When she's been placing bottom to top. She said, oh my goodness, she says, what a difference. I think a lot of the difference is how you can see it. So I can imagine if you are working on a flat diamond painting, on your diamond painting flat, so like this one is flat on my desktop, the top to bottom you will be able to see where you're lining them up. On my easel it's not as easy, but I have found, because I did do some of my Dreamers designs last night, and I did work with my multi-placer again, and I found that if I was able to pick the diamonds up on the edge of the tip, I'm not sure if that's even going to show you, so that more of it's to the side rather than picking it up direct where you can't see much of the diamond. If you're able to pick it up from the side so you can see a lot more, if I do that with my multi-placer, I found that putting my diamonds down has been a lot straighter because I can see where they're going. And I think that's a lot of it. If we can see where we're placing them, then it's a lot easier. So I often will, depending on where the diamond's being placed, but if I'm placing the diamond into a corner this way, I will often pick up the diamond with more of it showing to the left. But in turn, I will either pick them up direct on or with more of the diamond showing to the bottom corner if I'm placing it in a different place on the canvas. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but I do some of the tight spots, not the ones where all the area is covered, because they tend to sit themselves, but ones where you're tucking it in around the edges. I often find it's easier to pick it up with one side of the pen or another. So maybe that'll help as well. If you can get your multi-placer to do that, it does make it a lot easier. So I'm just picking colours according to what is most bottom left. But what I might actually do is pick the most of the colours in this splat here and try and get this splatter done. And then I'll see where I'm at as to whether I want to move on to the big splatter or the little ones. But I'm still trying to place them all on here. But what I mean is once I've done number 7, I won't go over here and do these. I'll go up and do number 6 and try and fill that in. Though that is partly that splatter. Anyway, that's my thoughts out loud. Getting a lot of them today. Elizabeth, she said, hi Rebecca. She said earlier on today she was working on Bubblegum Spaniel for DP and Pets. She says, best of luck for June, Waffle. Thank you. We're having fun. I'm enjoying getting this painting done. It's a gorgeous painting and I'm loving doing it. But yeah, I'm enjoying the diamond painting section a day, which is guaranteed, even if I don't. So I'm guaranteed to do a section of this a day, even if I don't get the rest. Even if I don't get any other diamond paintings done, I do get this done. Though I do try and squeeze in a little bit more in an evening, provided me and Megan aren't talking and chatting shop stuff, which often just takes it to that little bit too late where I don't fancy getting it out, and I might do a mini instead. Jerry, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she is a new diamond painter thanks to her sister. Well done to your sister. She says she's listening to me as she's diamond painting. She said, as your voice is very relaxing and soothing. Thank you. She says she's just purchased our logbook and she's looking forward to it coming in. Oh, go you getting a logbook at the start. I wish I'd had a logbook at the start of it and had like a record of every single painting that I've done. I mean, I do have YouTube to a certain extent, but I still think even at the beginning of me doing YouTube, I'm pretty sure there are paintings that haven't appeared. I think it'd be quite interesting for me to try and actually pull together a list from YouTube of paintings that I've done. But yeah, I'd love to have a list knowing full well exactly everything that I had done. She says she currently has one completed painting and one work in progress, 7 in her stash. I'm liking your balance here. She also has 2 more paintings on the way. You're building that stash up. It is something that we are all extremely good at, building our stash up. There's just so many absolutely gorgeous pieces of artwork out there that it is so hard to not want them all. And even I try and limit myself to ones that I, really, really love the look of. And even so, I still have quite a big stash of paintings, that's for sure. And I diamond paint quite a lot, but my stash is... Then again, Megan's is worse if we think of the ratio that she diamond paints. So I do have more than her, but I do also complete a lot more than Megan gets time for. But yeah, it's a nice problem to have in the grand scheme of things. I have choices. She also says her husband is being very supportive of her diamond painting, which is amazing. She says, and has allowed her to use the sitting room that is off their bedroom as her craft room. Having a craft room is dream. I mean, mine is tiny. Mine is a tiny, tiny room. You couldn't even fit a single bed in this room. It's that small. But, excuse me, I appreciate it so, so much. I love this little room. And it's amazing what I can fit in it. She says her current painting is a 40 by 50. And she is loving it. She single places and does multi-placing at times. I think it was somebody said yesterday that they started multi-placing when they started diamond painting. And I think if you can do that and at least work it in, I think it is something that you can possibly grasp or master a lot quicker than somebody who's been single placing for 4 years and then decides to try and multi-place. Because it doesn't work as well. It doesn't for me anyway. She said, thank you for your inspiration. Oh, you're more than welcome, Jerry. Welcome to the craft that is diamond painting and the joys that come with that. And I'm so happy you're able to join us for June Waffle. I thought I saw some question marks. This looks like one of those symbols that I am going to end up missing some of. It is so similar to some of the others. I did think about doing darker colours before lighter colours on this section. I decided not to, but as I'm doing these question marks, I'm like, maybe I should have done. But at least I can grab and top up any that I've missed fairly easily. Well, really easily, because they're all in trays. Make it quicker. Blue Rose says she's going to hand sew a quilt edge together. She says, so June Waffle will definitely give her the time to go through it with plenty of breaks. She says, best of luck to everyone with your projects. Good luck to you with your project. Quilting is another thing, a bit like crochet. Quilting is something that I would also love to do. I don't think I have the space for it as much. I know you could say it doesn't take up much space, but I can imagine the fabric buying and the machines, and I've seen, I keep seeing videos of somebody on, I think it's Facebook or Instagram, that they pop all up on, that they keep doing quilt blocks and quilts, and a couple of the machines he's got is absolutely huge. But the quilts he makes, and yeah, just absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Maybe one day I'll do that as well. Who knows? So yeah, love to see a picture. If you are in the Facebook group, I would love to see a picture of your quilt as well. I love seeing different crafts and different things that people do. It's one of those, I'd want to get all the things for making a quilt, make a quilt for me to have for, you know, on the couch and all the rest of it, looking pretty. That I made that, it's a handmade quilt that, and then I'd probably lose interest and go back to diamond painting. Then again, I could get addicted like diamond painting, so who knows. It's definitely in my nature to feel that way. Right, I think I've got all of those. I'm going to stop looking too much. I do try and have a scan to see if I've missed any, but I try not to look too much, because it, you know, it takes more time to keep looking, and it's easy enough to grab the tray again if I have missed some when I find them later. So I'm trying to be good and not check too much. But it is a habit that I have from tipping diamonds into trays. It is a habit to check and double check if I have missed any squares or any more squares need that colour, because when you tip everything back into your pot in between each colour, it is so frustrating when you miss one. So frustrating. Laura, she said, hi Rebecca. She said she's enjoyed painting with me this evening, and she's looking forward to the next 29 days. She says she's watched other people doing videos, she says, and she always comes back to watch me. She says she looks forward to the new videos, she says, but she has been watching a lot of my other videos too. She says, hope you had a great few days with your hubby. Thank you, Laura. Yes, I did. I'm happy that you are able to look at, you know, get some of my other videos to look at, some of my older ones. It's nice to know that they're still useful and still interesting to people. And I do like the fact that I have other, you know, quite a lot of other videos for people to watch if I'm not putting up a new one often enough, which I can sometimes feel like I'm not, because I've gone to posting 5, whereas there were many times that I was posting 7 days a week a video. It can be very hard to sort of curb that back a little bit. I think I've actually got a couple of weeks in July where I'm actually posting 6 videos a week on this channel, just because I've got so many kitting up, dekittings, whip and chats. I don't want to drop any of my whip and chats. I love doing them. And I know they're many people's favourites, having 2 in the week. But yeah, it's nice to know that people still do get an interest from my older videos when they do want company for a bit longer. Or just to look up some tip and trick that they remember me saying at some point. Right, here is the one that I decided to drop on my rug. So you may see a couple of little bits of, I think that's a little bit of grass, and that's a little bit of 3D printer filament. A couple of those bits are from sorting out trays and popping them on the shelf. This is the one that I decided to drop on the floor in my craft room on the rug, which is not as easy to pick up as the one I dropped on the desk. Because on the desk, at least I could sort of scoop them together. Hopefully I've learnt my lesson now. I've knocked 1 tray on my desk and 1 tray on my floor, both the same tray. So hopefully now I've learned and I can behave myself going forward. We shall see. Jen says she has fun listening to me while she Ubers and Instacarts, she says, when she can't do diamond painting. Well, I'm happy I can keep you company. We still have some diamond painting chatter, some non-diamond painting chatter going on while you get things done. Cheryl says hi. She says she is working on her first Heaven and Earth design. She's working on Little Cake Shop by Amy Stewart. She's doing it in cross stitch. That will turn out amazing, I'm sure. There is some absolutely gorgeous images by Amy Stewart. There really is. I'm not quite ready to cross stitch one. See, look, I finally just noticed a question mark that I finished. How long did it take me to find that at all? But you know what? It's staying there until I get up there. I'm finishing up these sections first now. So that's that blob finished. And that's that blob finished. It's also in turn that I'm actually finishing a lot of these blobs at the top because they've got all the same sort of colours. So let's do some blobs before we do our big ribbon section. And once I've finished this letter looking, I am going to go back and fill that one in because that's part of, that's part of the other blob. So that'll be a nice bit to finish. Lady Dax Alex, she says she has been doing her section along with me today. This was on the 2nd. She says P. Jelly has taken her younger grandson out for the day. So she has the older one with her, who is 7. She says we've baked some ginger balls, and he has diamond painted a gnome keyring. So he has watched his YouTube Kids things while she watched and dotted along with me today. She said sheer bliss. Oh, it's so good that you've been able to do, well, you've done quite a few fun activities together, and then you've both had your me time. His maybe YouTube Kids and not my YouTube channel yet, but you know, there's time. There's time for him to grow into me. Yeah, love it. Love that you've got to join in and that you're excited about getting to join in at the same time. But I know once the grandkids will be back, your house will feel super quiet until the waffle turns on and I don't shut up for an hour. Keep you company. Nancy, she says, long message. I've seen longer, Nancy. You're all right. She says, oh, hi, Rebecca. She says, and all, she says, on this wonderful event. She has saved up all of her drills, almost. She says she has 3 blank canvases and she has purchased Pattern Keeper, ready to start her heaven and earth designs. She plans on starting January 2024. She says she has also been purchasing a few smaller paintings, which are 30 by 40 or less, to do in between. So you can mix them up. She said she did, however, mix all of her 310s and 3 865s together. Oops. She says it might just take me until December to separate them. I can imagine they're probably the 2 colours that you end up with the most of. So for anybody that is not familiar with the DMC numbers yet, and the numbers for the sort of shades, colours of diamonds, 310 is a black diamond and 3865 is an off-white colour diamond. So of all the ones you could have mixed together, well done on your choice, is what I will say. That could have been a whole lot worse. It could have been 2 shades of purple or 2 shades of blue, which would have been a lot harder to separate. Do you know what though? I would be tempted, if it is a lot of diamonds and like not something that can be fixed in an evening so that you can fix it and just put it behind you. If it's a lot more of a job than that, I would be tempted to actually separate them when you're diamond painting. So I would be very tempted to just have a pot that is those 2 colours, number it those 2 colours, because you don't need to get like a reference guide to confirm which number is which. So you won't need to get a, you know, like a shade card or anything to confirm, or which one was 3865 again. It's one that it's probably one of the first few colour numbers that we all tend to have committed to memory. I'd be tempted, yeah, to just pot them up as both, and when you're doing those colours on your painting, just tip them in. Do one of the symbols until most of the diamonds are out of your tray, and then do the other symbol. Or what I did with ones that I did get mixed up, and again, I didn't want to sit there and sort them out. It was just a few too many to sort them all out. Is if you tip some into your tray, take out all the blacks for your black section, for example. And then when you've only got white left in your tray, tip them into a white pot. And then when you do your whites, tip again the two that are combined into your tray until you're only left with blacks, and tip your black into a pot. And keep doing that. So in effect, you're taking one colour out and putting them straight on the canvas, and the other colours going into a pot. And keep doing that until they're fixed. To me, that'd be well easier. Okay, that one, number 1, doesn't go at the bottom, it goes at the top. I've just spotted a H that I've missed. So let's fill you in. And then I'm going to go for this one. Fill in that little symbol. She's also said she is working on 5 paintings for June Waffle. And she is participating in the same number of events. Wow, that is a diamond painting feat. To get that many done, go for it. She says she loves that she has an Admiral Zest or a Zesty tray to go with all of the canvases that she's working on. There are many that have many trays that either they change it up per canvas, or there are quite a few people that actually work off trays like I'm doing now, and they work straight off trays, and they've just been building their collection up until it fills what they need for what they need to fill their storage up, or to do all the colours that they need for a painting. She also said, question, she said, will your Christmas canvas be similar to last year's Advent? Yes and no, if that helps. I'll try and explain. So this December I will be doing December Advent, as we have done for the past few years. We will be offering a diamond painting, which will be the same one I'm doing. It is a different colour scheme to the past 2 years. So Zesty Wolf was the first one we did as a painting, and then last year's Advent calendar was the next one. This one will not be an Advent calendar. So it won't be sectioned like the last one was into 25, where you can create an advent calendar that you can frame. But it will be different. It will be different to any other canvas that I have seen. Any other, the designs are often different, but there is an extra little twist to ours that will give you something that you can enjoy throughout the whole of 2024. And we will be giving more news on that soon. We don't want to start the hints too early, but yeah, it's a different colour theme. It's not an advent calendar, but it is different to anything we've seen before. And yet again, we are rather excited for the diamond painting for December's Advent. Trish says she's going to second a 4-placer. She said she loves hers and that's what she uses all the time. I do really just need to get myself a 4-placer. I keep using the 3-placer at the moment, and I think the reason I've kept using the 3-placer is that quite often on this Dreamer's Design painting, it is, while there is some blocks of colour, there is also quite a bit that isn't blocky. And therefore, I do find that I struggle to find enough spaces that are 3 long. Most of them seem to be too high. 2 diamonds together, but like lots and lots of different 2s scattered about. And I think that's what stopped me pulling out a 4-placer at the moment. So I will definitely try with a 4-placer. I'm just not sure if it will be this painting, because so many of them are taking less that I feel that I should keep practicing with the one I currently have. But that may all change. If the design changes as it goes along, it may change to be a bit more blocky in the future when I get to the skyline and stuff, so I might end up changing it then. But I will definitely give a 4-placer a go at some point. Lynn, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, great video. She says, not sure if it's just me. She says, but when you're doing your June and your December waffles, she says, and you get to the end of your recordings, she says she gets all giddy. This comment so made me smile when I first saw it. She said she gets so giddy when instead of saying see you soon, when I say thanks for watching and I'll see you tomorrow. She says, have a great weekend and I will see you tomorrow. I did read this comment in, I get emails through for most comments. Every now and then YouTube misses one, but most comments will come through on an email. And I will quickly read them, just a little scan through, just in case there's something that, you know, I need to respond to quicker for whatever reason. And yeah, just to keep an eye on comments that are coming through and know what people are asking, and if I've made a mistake that needs to be fixed in the next video, things like that. And I did see this comment come through, and it's made me smile. And every time I've gone to finish a video, my brain, all I can hear is Lynn in the back of my head saying how she loves the fact that I say see you tomorrow, and make sure I say tomorrow, and don't end up turning round and saying see you soon, especially if I've been filming a video for another channel. Yeah, it can sort of get a little bit of a habit, and it is nice to change it up on the waffles. The only reason I don't change it up on regular videos, because quite often I know what is scheduled for the week, and therefore I know if I'm doing a video for Sunday whether there will be a video on Monday or not. But every now and then something happens, or something needs to get changed and moved about, and by saying see you soon, it means it might be tomorrow, it might be the day after. If I need to switch videos about, it gives me that flexibility. Whereas with waffles, it's per day, so it is as it is. But yeah, it is nice to change it up and know that I'm going to be speaking to you tomorrow in a waffle. Right, that is that section finished. I did end up with a couple that I had missed, but it is so much easier to grab them from the trays. But yeah, I'm loving this canvas. And speaking of Diamond Art Studio, or of their canvas, I do have a giveaway today. For today's giveaway, it is a Diamond Art Studio canvas. It is the design Glow. Let me put it the right way up, if you can see that. So I have done an unboxing video on this. It is an absolutely gorgeous beach scene, but I am doing this as today's giveaway. They've very kindly said they are happy for me to give away one from my stash. In fact, most companies that have sent me paintings to unbox have been very kind enough to say that I can pass one on. So we have some rather exciting giveaways coming up. But if you would like to win a Diamond Art Studio painting to be able to give it a go, then you can enter the giveaway. So how to enter the giveaway? You need to go to our website, addmorezest.com. It's written in the bottom of the screen, and the website is in the description box. And then when you go to the website, if you go on the computer, you will see to the far right, near where it says login, it says giveaway, and you need to click on that. If you're on a mobile, there is 3 lines. If you click on that and scroll down to giveaway, when that page pops up, it will ask you for a password. So the password for this giveaway is DAS, stands for Diamond Art Studio. It's all in lowercase so that people don't have to mess about with keyboards and all that jazz. So just type in DAS. Once you type in that password and press enter, it will take you to the giveaway screen. It just confirms things like we will delete any duplicate entries, basically from the whole draw. So if you start thinking you can enter 3, 4, 5 times, nope. It's 1 per person, because that's only fair. It also confirms that we are only taking this information for the giveaway, and then it will go. And if you click to enter, it will ask you for your name, your email address, and your YouTube name. So all I ask is that you subscribe to this channel, which most of you already are. And in 24 hours, we will close that giveaway. Choose a random one from the spreadsheet. Basically, we do a random number generator. It spits out a name, and we will email that winner to ask them for their address. With any giveaways, once a person has got back to us and confirmed their address, I will put an announcement up on YouTube of just their first name and what country they're from, just so that you can see who is winning prizes and where they are. But yeah, it's as simple as that. So head over to the giveaway tab. Password is DAS for Diamond Art Studio. Click to enter if you're happy to enter. Of course, it is your choice, and pop your details in, and that will close in 24 hours. So the password will change and you won't be able to get in anymore. And there'll be many more giveaways in this whole waffle coming up, but that's the one for today. So thank you all so much for joining me, and thank you to Diamond Art Studio for letting me pass one of the amazing paintings on to one of you. I will speak to you all tomorrow.